This is not advice. I'm not your advisor. We're back. Let's keep going. Excess IRA contributions. Just had one of these. You mistakenly assumed as long as your earned income. That makes sense. It's not. I see where you went wrong. It is not the case. You are correct. You got to earn that for the calendar year. They just give you more time to make the contribution. So you graduated and worked later in 2019. You made less than 6K. You got to reduce or remove your excess contributions. Yep. Couldn't you just recontribute it back into the IRA? Yeah, you could even probably just call the company you made the contribution with and just have them recharacterize part of the contribution to be for 2020. Then you don't even need to make a change. And I don't know if you even need to move it out and then move it back in. Probably depends on where you have the money, but you should be good. Good luck. Significant other and I want to buy a house in 3 to 5 years. You're in Los Angeles. California real estate market's expensive. Not being unrealistic, home prices here start at $1 million. You want to know what it would take to qualify for a $1 million home? Well, you just said they started $1 million. So, I mean, you're probably looking at something like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, maybe 1 million. You're much more likely to buy a condo or townhome at 600K. Okay, that's reasonable. Current combined income 123. No credit card debt. You got some student loan and car loans, but they're going to be gone in 2 years. Very nice. And you think you have 100K savings in 2 years. You'd like to save much more. You're wondering how that number would affect the money you need to buy a home. You work in tech. Your husband sells health insurance. So you'll be making another 15K. Very nice. All right. So most people in California can't buy a house right when they turn 30 unless their parents help them with the down payment. That's usually the biggest issue. Sounds like you're going to be pretty close to being able to afford a condo or a townhouse at 600K. Being able to put down the 20% down payment is pretty important. Maybe you'll be able to get away with less and you'll be able to pay it. Qualifying for it is a little different from like actually being able to pay the loan. But based on the numbers, if you really want a house and you're able to get to a 20% down payment with a little buffer for whatever you need to do to the place, sounds like if you hit your targets, maybe save a little more, you'd be able to swing 3 to 5 years in that $600,000 house. The $1 million one, man, that's going to be a stretch. I mean, you're going to have to get, if it's $1 million and you want to put 20% down or even 15, then you have to have the 100K or 150 or 200K plus. Houses in California are usually old, 30, 40 years old. Usually people want to put in a bunch of work before they move in or right when they move in, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. And then you're going to have to pay property taxes. Make sure you understand how expensive property taxes are in LA, in the county that you're in. On a $1 million house, it's probably going to be like an extra $10K a year that you have to pay. Upkeep, not cheap. So unless your incomes really go up, I don't think $1 million home is going to be realistic even in 5 years, maybe in 10. But the 600K end, that seems reasonable. Does it make sense to save all your money in a tangible form? Is it a bad idea to save all your money in a tangible form, like cash or gold, as opposed to saving all your money in a bank? Well, the answer to the first question is probably not, and the answer to the second question is probably, yeah, it seems like a bad idea. Yeah, it's just way riskier to have all your money in cash or in gold. It's much easier to lose it. It's much more likely that you will be separated from that asset than that something would go wrong with the banking system and you lose it. Sure, it's possible. It's different risks. But if you're asking me, the vast majority of my assets are with institutions. I would be very uncomfortable if most of my assets were in my house. That's a very scary thing. So unless you know that like the plague is coming and the purge is coming, and unless you have things to barter with, you're not going to be able to get anything. I would just use a bank. I would just use a bank.